Good morning, everyone. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit of a late start this morning. Welcome to the Associated Guests. I, as always, am your host, Alpha Animus, here at the Baron Mind channel. And this morning, we're going to talk about the Shiloh Hendrix situation. And, yeah, apparently also someone's been running a fake account in her name. And then bragged about it online. And you got to know people who get one over on people. They usually end up fucking themselves in the end. Quite literally in this case, but we'll get into that. Elon Musk, apparently Islamaphobic. We'll check in on that as well. Sneako continues to be retarded. Accidentally calls himself a pedophile on X, which was hilarious. I mean, I see where he was going. He was trying to insult Elon Musk, but I mean, come on, mate. We'll get over to that in a second too. And then if there's time, we'll get into a couple other things. There's a bit with Megyn Kelly I want to get into as well, but let's get into it.
So long that it could reach to the moon and back like your genetic code. I don't care because the misdeed was committed and it's a response. Shiloh Hendrix. Whatever. Remember the broad who said the N-word, and then like a lot of people said, well, given the context, like I don't love it, but I kind of get it, and this shouldn't be a national affair.
Yeah, and that's the main thing. Most people agree she shouldn't have said it 100%, especially to a kid. But she may have said it like one time when she got whatever it was. I've heard mixed things from it was money to it was like a juice box. Money, sure, just say no, you know, unless the kid's parents get involved. But that's its own thing. But if it's a juice box, you know what I mean? That's why most parents that, at least when most parents that I know, at least when I was younger, carried extras just in case. Because you never know. I mean, if you can't afford to, that's one thing, but I mean, that don't look like the case with her. But again, she shouldn't have said it, but the national backlash is kind of like Sneako, retarded.
Seems to be the general opinion in real life. Not online, mind you. Kind of like, remember the other day I said, yeah, Inception was a good movie. That, I think, is a reasonable online. It's, screw you, it's the best movie, or you're an idiot, it's hack. I'm like, yeah, it's pretty good. Right? Something like Sydney Sweeney. She's pretty. She's pretty. I don't think she's the hottest lady who's ever existed.
Exactly.
Screw you, you're gay online. So I think a very reasonable opinion in the Shiloh Hendrix case, the most common one, is, yeah, probably not something you should do. You could control yourself a little better, but yeah, I get it. Anyway, for those of you who've forgotten, here is the original clip, and now we have the version.
You call him a nigger, the child? Did you call the child the nigger word? It is my own business. You call him a nigger?
Now, wasn't that...
And funny thing, the guy recording this, turns out he's a pedophile. Like a legitimate pedophile. That was kind of glazed over in this whole story.
Cameraman?
Okay, why don't you have the boss to say it right now again?
Some kind of a criminal or something?
You got accused and let go. No, not convicted.
That's what you say. Nobody digging to your shit. That little kid, you call him a nigger? The little child? Are you about to hit him? You chase him here?
He took my son's stuff.
So that gives you the right to call the child, 5-year-old, a nigger, the N-word.
If that's what he's gonna act.
That's what you're gonna call him.
I mean...
That's what he's gonna act like.
You know, that's a hate speech. And you can be recorded for that.
So,
okay, we'll see about that, what the internet has to say about you.
yeah, okay, a couple...
And we'll see if he gets into the actual charges. Because just so you know, the charges against her saying it to the kid were dropped. Just so you know. The charges that are still in place that she actually got convicted of was what you just saw. Was the guy running up to her, screaming at her. By the way, this is not one of the parents, relatives, anyone involved with this particular kid. This is someone who was already at the playground recording for nefarious deeds and just happened to catch this.
Things. First, I want to... So that gives you the right technically, I mean, legally, she does have the right. Like, you can call someone
You can.
something that they
I don't recommend
like,
it.
and,
It's gross.
it happens.
Called the First Amendment.
So goes life. And then you watch it, you go,
I
okay,
mean-
she's not being aggressive toward him. It's obvious that she was being reactive, and this man is being aggressive, and he's looking for some clout.
Exactly.
You just hear his accent, and you see the shoddy camera work like it's Cloverfield, and you go, you know what? I think this guy probably is the center of all of this. Well, Hendrix was found guilty of disorderly conduct toward the, I didn't even know you could be disorderly toward a Somali. I didn't even know it was possible. They come from chaos.
And see, that's the thing. Like, if she had been convicted for the charge against the kid, sure. Even then, I have my complaints, but I could at least understand the verdict. You know what I mean? Like, this was a 9-hour verdict. It took these people 9 hours to come up with this shit. And again, I don't think she should have said it, but if we start arresting people for something happening to them and the words that come out of their mouth when it does, then I'm fucked. This is why I don't go out. But yeah, like, it's, again, if it had been for the charges for the against the, for her saying it to the kid, I can maybe understand it. But considering it's for this guy running up on her, again, someone who has nothing to fucking do with any of this, and she's being charged for disorderly conduct against him, which, what's that? 90 days in jail, will serve no jail time unless probation is broken. So she's ordered to pay a $1,000 fine, which is fine because she made, like $600,000? So it's a drop in the bucket. But it's the principle of the thing, and it's the precedent that it sets for a lot of this shit. It's not good for us
Where is their order?
as a
Order in the
country.
Somalian world. So that means 200 hours community service, $1,000 fine, and.
But I mean, we
she,
shouldn't be surprised. This is in,
ordered
what,
to
Minnesota?
work at Popeyes for 6 months without saying the N-word. It's a challenge.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna be tough,
It's
especially in Minnesota.
We're gonna have him on
Nice
the show,
ball.
by the way.
Yeah.
We're gonna have that pastor on the show.
I heard it's awesome.
It really brightened my day. So, I get it, disorder, but let's look at disorderly conduct, the statute in Minnesota, and let's see if this actually should qualify. It would be applied when he or she or Z, kidding, engages in offensive, obscene, abusive, boisterous, or noisy conduct in an offensive, obscene, or abusive language tending reasonably to arouse alarm, anger, or resentment in others.
Arouse.
That almost sounds like an England speech law.
It sounds like somewhere not the First Amendment exists in this place law.
Yeah.
I mean, you could get charged with that for wearing one of our shirts.
Yes. Absolutely.
And likely should.
It's kind of, I don't want to say designed to arouse resentment in others,
A little bit.
but it is.
It sounds
Matter of fact, that's what I said when I was sitting down with the manufacturer. I said, I need it to meet this criteria. I need it to arouse alarm, anger, or resentment in others.
How come they're not charging
I don't like the fact that he used the word arouse when it came to telling people how the shirt needs to be made.
All black people listening to music
Yes.
on their cell phones.
Yeah, exactly right.
Or having speakerphone conversations in grocery stores. Like, does a lot of this not do the same thing? Just like, imagine your phone being right here and you're just walking through the grocery aisle, just, hell yeah, suck toes, man, I'll be right over. I hear that. This is why I don't go to the grocery store anymore. This is why I'm so glad that they deliver. It only costs like $5 more.
Very alarmed.
Yes.
When I hear some of that. And by the way, this is one of 3 provisions. The first one actually makes sense. It actually has to do with actual fighting. The second one is you are disrupting like an assembly or something like that that's
Sure.
unlawful. The Minnesota Supreme Court struck that provision down, I believe, around 2017. So they think they'll strike this down too, because literally loud and causing alarm would fall under this category.
Yeah.
I could just be loud and it happens to cause alarm from somebody. It
Well, I
doesn't
wouldn't
have
even
to
say
do anything.
loud, right? You could measure that with, let's say, a decibel meter. In other words,
Yeah.
if someone is blaring music so that the rest of the neighborhood can't sleep, I understand. But offensive, that's the issue. Honestly, even obscene, we have some kind of a track record here. So if you look at these words,
Yeah.
okay, you have offensive, That's the problem. Obscene, okay. Abusive, well, abusive should be categorized as physically abusive, as actually aggressive toward one individual. Boisterous. Boisterous is actually an adjective that had been used. I remember learning it in school. They were like, to describe this lady. Oh, Aunt Tilly is boisterous about her pot roast. That's boisterous, bitch. Like, what is boisterous? It's almost like
enthusiastic.
Like boisterous was one of those things that they would use, and you'd learn like boisterous means somebody loud, of strong spirit. Guilty.
Yeah, it's basically if you're Luffy without the fighting.
Hey, what?
If your kid's in a school choir, they're definitely telling them to be boisterous.
Yes, exactly. And if they're
Or-
not, they're
or
gonna do it
girlsterous.
anyway because it's a contest to yell.
And people are saying this is not.
I'm sorry, I
teaching
couldn't help
justice,
myself.
this all falls
Fuck
under
you.
this law. Well, then how come every time a black person says the N-word?
Right.
It's the same word.
And the guy was
So
following
only one people are allowed to say this one word.
100%.
This is legal protection for that incident.
Well, I don't even know if they're applying it just because of the word, or they're saying because of the way that she interacted.
They're applying this law because she's white. Absolutely.
Well, I'm saying, I don't
It
know if
is.
they're saying it's because of the word or because of her interaction with the man and going, what was the overall boisterous interaction?
Well, it's
Well, it was mostly him videotaping, and this is the part that really miffs me. Like, again, she seems like a twat waffle. That aside, sorry, but she's walking away in the whole video. The whole video, she had already started walking away. So for the charge that she actually was charged with, for the crime that she was actually charged with, she was walking away in the entire video. In the entire video, she was walking away, and he's following her, being like, "What did you call it? Did you call a child? Did you what? Why did you? Why you fucking guy? Why'd you do that?" And she's walking away, and she turns around, and she says some things, but she's walking away. Imagine getting charged with assault for someone following you while recording, smacking you in the back of the head while recording, and you turn around and clock them once, and then you go to jail, or you get charged with a crime. You know, imagine this happened in England. But that's basically what we're talking about here. He was boisterous and all those other adjectives. He was offensive. He was following her, recording her. And this guy didn't have any kids at this park. He wasn't running. He wasn't a jogger. There's nothing saying anything like that. Quite the opposite.
To them, it's obscene, probably also abusive language because words are violence.
I can see that.
And it also would cause alarm or kind of fear, whatever the last person. It doesn't even matter. The other thing is, he was following her. She wasn't engaging with him directly on that video, and she was also found not guilty of anything towards the child. So it's nothing actually happened.
Prouder. Here's my view on this, and I mean this all kidding aside. If someone
see.
commits an actual misdeed, so for example, in this case, if someone actually took her child's stuff, whether it's a child, whether it's an adult, if someone commits a misdeed, if they shove you, if they assault you, if they take your things, insert a litany of examples here. I don't care about the reaction. Now, barring violent criminality,
Right.
I don't care about any
Yeah.
words in the reaction, and there should be no application of the law as it being disorderly if this person has been the victim of because we have to allow some grace for people getting really, really pissed off when they rightfully are angry about being wrong. So if you get slapped, I would not apply any measure of law to the person responding, calling them the N-word, the C-word. I don't care because you got slapped. If you just had your things stolen and you retrieve them and you yell a racial epithet so long that it could reach to the moon and back like your genetic code, I don't care because the misdeed was committed and it's a response. And I don't want to live in a society where we enable people to go out and commit misdeeds, commit little crimes to trigger reaction, and then they get to play victim. That's how the system has been abused.
Hold on, I got
don't
a
care.
question. Let me
You called
look
the
this
cops
up
sugar
before I
too?
ask.
Whatever. Call the kid the N-word. Did you have your stuff stolen? Hey, not guilty. That's where I line up.
Yeah.
That's where I line up now.
She should appeal this. Hopefully that'll get overturned. If not, it should go to the Supreme Court and get overturned.
That's what I hope.
Oh, yep. We
I
need
hope.
the kids.
And it would be easy for her to say, like, okay, it's not that expensive, and people would just say, well, you know, just move on with your life. But I do think
200
the
hours of community service. I mean, that's not like forever. But you have a child. She probably. I don't know if she's married
What's
or
her
not.
last
But that's a
name?
big imposition for nothing. For absolutely nothing.
Hendrix. That's what
Especially
it
when
was.
you look at the whole situation, and it's a Somali immigrant who is filing a complaint. He's the victim. All the while, he was accused of a crime.
Yeah.
He was accused of, was it
raping.
Raping a
He was
16-year-old?
accused of raping a 16-year-old. That case, it's a little foggy because she's a runaway. He picked her up at a quick trip. She agreed to go to his place. Then he wanted to have sex. She said no. They had sex. Then she left. She came back at another time, and him and another man raped her. So it's a little foggy.
It is.
She left the foster home and left Minnesota, so the charges were dropped.
So 16-year-old either way is.
So either way, he had sex with a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
He's not of good moral standing.
Fiber.
He's picking up runaway kids and banging them in his trailer, and then goes, "Oh, but you called me the bad word."
Yeah, exactly.
And this is another thing. So according to this, she was reportedly at home. So her small, notably autistic kid was at the playground by himself. That's crazy. Hold on, let's see. Was anyone watching him at the time? And this is my biggest thing. Shiloh Hendrix's mother. What? Okay, Google Yahoo AI is retarded. Why am I using Yahoo AI? Okay, you know what? Hold on. Okay, and apparently the Google AI on my phone decided to answer my question. Hey, where was the little black child involved in the Shiloh Hendrix situation last year? Did that kid have any supervision at the time of the incident? Okay, so it says that his dad was there, but that's not his dad in the video. Okay, so anyway, just saying.
Shut up, dude. Shut up, you freaking loser.
Technically, she called the kid the bad word.
Oh, then she called him that too, but still.
It should apply. It should apply where appropriate. And in that case, I would say someone who molests and or pirate gang rapes a 16-year-old in foster care. You know, the N-word is honestly kind of getting off easy.
It seems like it. Yes, keelholing. Yes, better punishment.
N-word saying. I will say this: it is two-tier justice.
Yes.
Let me. It's Minnesota and he's Somali.
Yeah, that's true.
We know that literally laws don't apply to them. Fraud, crime, immigration, laws don't apply to Somalis in Minnesota. Hey, Minnesota nice. Oh, you're still here? And you're still watching
Okay,
this on YouTube?
so that happened,
Something is missing by
and
now.
then
I'm not here.
since
The
the
live
verdict,
show is now streaming
this has happened.
All I had to do was pretend to be a white woman. That's it. You donate to me. You just fed the black man. You got scammed.
It's insane how every race-based criminal claim always.
And this is my biggest thing. So apparently this guy's gotten donations. I don't know how much. He didn't put it out. But look, I understand clout chasing. I don't do it, but I understand clout chasing. But why is it that certain people love to record themselves or announce online that they've committed crimes? You can't, like, you literally use the word scam in your announcement, bro. Like, illegal.
Attracts fraudsters, as he isn't even the only one trying to steal the crowd funds surrounding this viral Shiloh video. And in case you're not up to date about the claims about Shiloh, she's being charged for allegedly shouting racial slurs at an autistic kid, which of course nobody would want a racist mom shouting at handicapped kids. But is that exactly what happened? Or is it more the mainstream media painting a narrative that justifies some insane leftist judge making a play against the First Amendment? As one, the main claims were not confirmed, and she was deemed not guilty of that. But this will still quickly spiral into policing and imprisoning any and all speech the left deems hurtful, as the media can't help themselves, headlining "Woman who hurled slurs at black kid found guilty," reporting that the son's...
But if she wasn't found guilty of hurling the slurs at the black kid, and again, I could almost understand the verdict if that was the case, but it's not.
stole a snack from Shiloh's bag, as the kid already wears a police-issued tracking device, when a different, non-related Somalian man started recording Shiloh, saying that she said the racial slur, who is allegedly a PDF himself, once accused of awing a kid 3 years ago. Now, I can't find any evidence the guy was accompanied by any kids, so his whole recording a playground after his previous accusations seems like something that needs to be addressed. So where was the kid's father?
I can see where he claimed that he was there with his kids, but no one has backed that up. Again, he claimed that he had his kids with him, but I can't see that he actually has kids or anything, at least as far as I've seen.
During all this recording, apparently he didn't even originally call the police, only speaking Somali, carelessly only contacting the NAACP after seeing a social media video of a different family claiming that they were him, as the NAACP collected $340,000, which is catching the other two criminal charges. So not only was the father not watching his son stealing, he wasn't even aware of possible predators recording the playground, but was seemingly only speaking up after there was over $250,000 to collect. And after this gathered so much attention...
And that's the thing. Because even if, say this person did do something, say Shiloh actually did something worth talking about. Say she was trying to abduct the kid or something, or hit him. Where was the dad at? Because this ain't the dad in the video. This is just some random guy who was already recording when it happened. Jesus.
Shiloh was charged but not convicted of saying anything to the kid but her interaction with the man. But the headlines would make you think she was found guilty of some rancid racist attack against an autistic kid, reminding everybody, no matter how much you hate the mainstream media, you don't hate them enough. But aside from them and the three individuals already fighting over the NAACP's crowdfunding, an account claiming to be Shiloh popped up on Twitter asking for support, saying the original donations are tied up in legal fees, so she still needs support, likely referencing the original crowdfunding where she received nearly $1 million, which the...
Oh, wow. Okay, so it wasn't 600,000, it was almost $1 million.
Defamation group claims...
Which, by the way, she will only see probably about 600,000 of. But still, it's a lot.
Did. Insane to claim you're against defamation, then publish an article like this. But then the fake Shiloh account allegedly put out links to a fake PayPal, which I can't confirm, but screenshots show them asking for PayPal donations to start a podcast. But then other images showing a link to a Venmo, only for the account to later admit, I scammed MAGA. Thanks for the donations, Black Lives Matter, which is pretty on brand for BLM, where one simple claim of racism immediately attracts several instances of fraud and the NAACP, with the family only surfacing, apparently, to also collect in on the money. Now, the first two idiots have already been charged, so I'd imagine the third one will as well, as he openly admits to the elements of his crime.
All I had to do was pretend to be a racist white woman. That's it. I planted that seed like a year ago, and they went for it. Every time I look up, y'all are donating to some racist white mother and trying to make them rich. Hey, you donated to me. You just fed the black man. You got scammed. And then all y'all married white men that's trying to f on me. I am a black man. I don't want to see a little pink. I don't want to go out to dinner. Just keep on sending that money. Are y'all mad?
I mean, you're going to be mad when you get arrested, depending on what city you live
Over
in.
catfishing other idiots online, mentioning explicit images from them as lonely old men and the internet are nothing new. And taking advantage of this is just third world nonsense. But it's not necessarily the bragging about it. It's the complete inability to hide his satisfaction that shows us more about him than his victims. But aside from the more disgusting aspects, the main point is he should be getting arrested over this, as the internet almost immediately recognized him, finding all his information, and how on Facebook he openly admits to his criminal activity, which several social media users are already forwarding this to the federal authorities. Now, there is a long list of serious crimes committed, and as he's in Indiana, theft by deception, criminal impersonation, and wire fraud faces up to 38 years in prison, with a much more realistic outlook of probation with a possible 6 to 24 month stint in federal prison. And given it's deep red Indiana, I wouldn't be surprised if they throw the book at him, or at the very least, the federal
Oh, he's in
wire
Indiana?
should stick, since
Oh,
if
shit.
they can't close a clear-cut case like this, justice is officially finished. So if you appreciate my concise, light-order commentary,
So hopefully they throw the book at that guy. Because, well, I appreciate someone trying to trick someone or make their paper or whatever. I mean, you announced that you committed a crime online, man. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Anyway, continuing. Elon Musk.
Are you anti-Muslim?
Islam's kind of internally. Where do you go from, with what we've done? You know, I set out to, create a show and there were no shows. I set out to fight against big tech and make sure that censorship, and that has been accomplished by, you know, a wide group of people, yourself very much included. The goal now is just to continue rapidly shifting that Overton window within society, to make it okay for everyone on the right to be completely unapologetic, so we can actually have these discussions without the labels ever again of racism, transphobic. And by the way, that is kind of dying right now. We're observing the graveyard of the leftist, the Marxist, the woke terms. There are people on the right who want to see a resurgence, you know, people who claim to be on the right, the Marxist right, largely the Islam supporters, folks like that, the big government supporters who claim to be populist, but really this new form of socialist. But the goal here is to shift that Overton window, because you shouldn't feel bad, you shouldn't be nervous, and you should make no apologies for actually having the views that you do. And Elon Musk is doing that pretty effectively. It's time for the latest installment of Doctors and Engineers.
We don't need your doctors. We don't need your engineers. We don't need your doctors.
We don't need your doctors. We don't need engineers.
I want that black pastor on the show, and I want that guy.
That guy,
on the show.
yeah.
So, interview with the Economist, Elon Musk. Let's just simply as possible. He was asked, "Are you anti-Muslim?" Here you go.
Are you anti-Muslim?
I'm against having if people are coming to a country with antithetical views, I am against that.
Me too.
I'm against that. You know, I'm against I'm against rape and murder. I'm against the imposition of rules and laws that are contrary to what we've come to accept in the West.
And people were people online were making fun of him for being thoughtful with his words, for being careful with his words. Honestly, I think more of us should be, myself included. But no, this isn't him trying to find the truth. This is him trying to convey it in a way to where people might actually hear what he's saying and listen. There is a difference.
And I think it's a crying shame that the sort of traditional media, like you,
Like
don't
yourself.
Yep. You know who doesn't apologize for it? Every single Islamic country that expects you to get in line with their law.
Right.
And their principles, which, just to address what Elon said, does have rape in some form or another, murder in some form or another, as you would recognize it as a Westerner, codified into law.
Today might be the day I get blocked by Sneako, by the way.
He's not saying all Muslims are murderers. He is saying people who hold antithetical views to the Western world, let's just use the United States, where a woman needs insert X number of witnesses here to willfully admit to rape for rape to actually be charged, otherwise she will be punished. Insert view here of immigrant, they view the murder of an apostate or an infidel, someone who refuses to be subjugated, as ordained by God and it being codified into law. These are laws. These are permissible actions across the Islamic world. People coming from those countries tend to hold those views. Let me give you another example. I'll prove it. People coming from Europe, from the UK, they tend to view it as permissible to arrest people for offensive speech because that's the law of the land from where they come. And Elon doesn't hate Muslims. He even let one of them fly his last rocket.
Is this going where I think it's going? Is this going where I think it's going?
40 seconds.
Yep.
I think he was too tolerant.
A little bit.
It's the best. It'll always be the best.
So, just to, every now and then reality slaps you in the face. You can go watch the whole interview, and she tries to catch him and do the whole, well, you don't know what I know, and I spend time in the UK, and I'm a crusty old hag.
Yeah, she told Elon he can't be talking about and trying to influence, Western European politics because he doesn't live in Europe. Meanwhile, a reporter for The Economist surely would never try to influence American politics.
Right, exactly right. Yeah. Well, but we were here first, and you left off, so we feel like we are again. I'm a crusty old hag. Now, every now and then reality slaps you in the face. So The Economist uploaded their Elon Musk interview online. YouTube's where I saw it. 10:01 Eastern AM. At 1:30 p.m. Eastern, I believe, this happened in New York City.
And we begin here at 6 with some breaking news. It was a scary scene on the Upper West Side where two men were stabbed in a random attack.
The NYPD says detectives are evaluating whether this could be a hate crime, but emphasize the investigation is still in its early stages.
This man had yelled Allahu Akbar and had taken a screwdriver and stabbed him directly in the chest.
You should have led with that.
Yeah.
He did.
The news reporter
He led with it.
Yeah, he led with it. He led with it. You'd think, right? Like, hello, something happened in New York City. Let's get the details on the ground. Hold on a second. Was Allahu Akbar yelled? Do you think that first anchor didn't know? In other words, there was the selection. I'm not going to include it.
Right.
Why? Why? And you see this all the time. It is relevant. It's not hateful. It's relevant to understand the motive. And one thing I will personally thank Muslims for. I know you never thought you'd see this. I'm very thankful to the followers of Islam for seldom do we have the motive when we are investigating a crime announced before the crime is committed. But Muslims do it very regularly, and so you make the investigation incredibly efficient. I'm very grateful to the Muslim community for yelling, I'm doing this for Allah! Like, well, good, we don't need Detective Comics on the case.
Yeah, that's like one.
Still seems that we do, though.
Process,
Yes.
motive.
Yeah. Well, maybe you think, Allahu Akbar. Ah, tight-lipped, see? Allahu Akbar. Maybe you'll talk downtown. Allahu Akbar.
We may never know what happened.
We may never know what happened on that fateful day in Central Park with the man who wore the towel on his head. That's how we refer to him, man with towel on head, who would yell some strange language, something about Allahu and snacks. By the way, just so you're clear, before we get to the anecdote,
I mean, I don't know what an akbar is, but it must be delicious because people scream out its name.
Okay, let's round it up. I'll do that. You guys can criticize me. 200 million. Go check the references. Then you look in 2026, 872 Islamic-inspired attacks globally. Terror attacks globally are the overwhelming majority of them, depending on the year, give or take a few percentage points, Islam. Jesse, what happened? But
Peace, sorry.
yes, religion is peace.
Get it right.
But
Yes,
2026
of course.
isn't even over yet.
Of course.
It's barely halfway done.
I know. There's going to be
So we
quite
could expect 1,600 by the end of the year.
Well, that's the empirical, but again, you just can't stats. They don't really tell the full story, right? They're lies, damn lies, and statistics, and don't believe your lying eyes and ears.
He's trying to cut his hair off. He's like, hurry up. Hurry up. He's slicing his hair off here. Hurry up.
See, on parts of that, it felt like he was telling the guy cutting his head off to hurry up. He's like, "Hey, hurry up and get on with it. I got to get out of here."
I can tell you that we have,
You know, that thing that never happens.
that prior to him conducting this act of terrorism,
He was
shouted
a good man.
stated Allah Akbar.
But why?
And this one was one of my favorites because this person just said, "Oh, we can't be against these people. They're very peaceful people." And then one of these people he's talking about shouts the phrase that they shout. It throws an explosive device that thankfully didn't explode over his back. And then the media tried to say that this was a white supremacist attack on the home of Mayor Zohran Mamdani, when it wasn't. Now they were out there. What's his name? That January 6th asshole. Jake Lang. Not a fan of Jake Lang. I don't think that there's anything that he does that's for the benefit of anyone, really. I think that he's just an instigator. He likes to get out there. He's not trying to prove a point. He's not trying to get people to understand each other. Okay. He's just an asshole that goes out and purposefully tries to provoke people, like what's his name, Chud the Builder. Another asshole. Did he deserve to get shot? Or not shot, but assaulted? Kind of. But again, when you're one of these people, these nuisance streamers, because that's all they are. They're nuisance streamers. They just happen to be, quote unquote, political. Whatever happens, happens. You put yourself in this kind of risk when you do the things that you do. Now, do I think that he deserved to be mobbed and almost lynched? What was it, like 4 months ago? No, he actually hadn't done anything egregious that day, from what I can see, from any of the footage available. But he almost lost that day, and it seems like it's only invigorated him. But do not confuse these people. And yes, like I said, he was here, but he wasn't doing anything violent. He was just being an obnoxious asshole, and these people were counter-protesting him. And then this low IQ dipshit threw an explosive device over the guy who's defending him shouldered. And this guy still defends him.
Accidentally caught on camera.
Perhaps this Allahu Akbar is some secret gang symbol.
We will never know.
And this is the thing that's most kind of horrifying about these things.
Kind of funny.
That one is pretty funny. But this is the scariest thing. For a lot of these, there doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason. There's none. No rhyme or reason to any of this shit. Just like the and I love how they just call them teenage takeovers when it's literally just a whole pack of kids. Usually, some of them aren't even kids, but kids anywhere from 12 to 20 going out and just fucking shit up. People, structures, establishments, whatever. And there's no rhyme or reason to them. They just randomly show up at a place and start beating people up.
Now replace it with Christ is King.
Yeah.
You know what the narrative would be immediately. It just takes one right now. By the way, I like how Elon answered this. She said, "Are you anti-Muslim?" And he goes, "I'm anti anybody that has views that are antithetical to the West coming in." Like he really crystallized it for her. It's not about a religion necessarily.
Yeah, it was damn near perfect.
But I'm against anybody with these views. Deal with that.
Yep.
You can't.
There are a lot of people across the world that wouldn't want an American moving into their country, having kids, them getting into government, and then making guns legal.
And that's fine. And people are allowed, like he said, if someone doesn't want Americans there, whether it be touristy or moving in, that's fine. That's their prerogative. It's their country. Same with Japan. If Japan said that we're tired of all these septum-pierced Caucasians moving into our country, making a price of tofu shoot up, it skyrocket, then I would understand them being upset.
They say this all the time about us. Oh, those Americans, they love their guns. Well, yeah, it's enshrined in our Constitution. No, let's do the same thing with rape and murder in other countries. No. That's different.
You know what? Let's not even take the extreme example. Let's take the most mild example. How do you think Americans would be treated as immigrants in any Islamic nation if they said, we're here to use their systems, get in their roles of government, and actually enshrine freedom of speech so that you can criticize the prophet?
Good luck.
Just that. You don't need guns. You should be able to draw a picture. They would be executed. We don't want to let the people who support said execution into this country. Hey, you understand it? Simple? Well, here's the backlash. The Islamic advocates, and many of whom have, grifted their way into the right. AIPAC can go screw themselves with a wire brush. Not a fan of what Netanyahu has been doing. Israel needs to get their act together. Understood? Islam is a problem. The idea that if you have a problem, you must embrace the other. Islam seeks to conquer and or subvert the entire Western world. That's why you see this response to Elon Musk. Anyone who claims to be on the right and says Christians and Muslims are actually very much alike is a liar. They are not your friend. They are trying to lead you astray. Just to be clear, here's someone on Elon Musk interview, Mukhtar.
He's talking about Sneako specifically.
Nothing like perpetuating the name stereotype. Elon Musk is a racist Islamaphobe. We all knew it. That's why he funds Tommy Robinson and Rupert Lowe. If you thought that name was good, the next one, Dr. Muhammad, is the next one. Dr. Muhammad.
Hi, kids. I'm Dr. Muhammad.
Elon Musk is ignorant. I'm going to reply him, give him a piece of my doctor mind. He's ignorant when it comes to understanding history and culture. He has built his wealth as a vulture capitalist, and he now uses his wealth to attack Muslims and Islam and supports genocide. Right. Yeah. You know what? Here's the thing. Let's say he's a vulture capitalist. All right, fine. I still would support, I'm not saying it's good, vulture capitalism over conquering and enslaving. The only way that Islam has spread historically.
True.
Never once
That's true.
peacefully. Conquering, killing, enslaving, imprisoning, raping, and outbreeding. It's the only way that Islam has grown, with one exception, prison. Here's the idiot Sneako, who, by the way, when you have a head shaped like this, you don't get to continue with this haircut.
If people are coming to a country
like
with
you, I was born here.
antithetical views,
I was born in America, born in New York City.
Let him finish, idiot.
I am against that.
He's talking about me.
The imposition of...
He's right on that one.
I'm against that.
He's talking about me.
Hey, talk about me.
He's right on that one.
This is what I'm saying. Sneako's
rules
retarded.
And laws that are contrary to what we've come to accept in the West.
He's so dumb. Destroy him in a debate, bro. He's so stupid. He's trying to figure out the right-wing X talking points in real time. Antithetical. Yeah, he's anti-Islam. Careful, you're telling on yourself. Is he gonna get taken down from hate speech?
He didn't say no. He's just basically said. So he doesn't know what Islam is. All he knows
Ye-
is what he's from.
Sneako, you've only been Muslim for a year. You don't really know what Islam is. You just know what you've seen on TV, and you may have skimmed a few passages. But you mostly just go around making people really uncomfortable about it.
He just told on himself. He said, he's trying to come up with the right-wing talk. No, that was Sneako, right? Sneako, who acted like he was on the right, and I had a falling out with everyone on the right, and including, not necessarily on the right, but Nick Fuentes. I guess they're having a tiff right now. And then he goes on to say, is he going to be removed for hate speech? Which means that in some degree, on some level, he, of course, does support some type of repercussions or punishment for people criticizing Islam. He has said so in the past. This man has never been on the right. This man has never been conservative. He wouldn't show up to debate me. That offer, by the way, is no longer extended because he chickened out. This is
He's a
what
bitch.
I'm talking about. People who came in to deceive you, make some money off of you. This is not someone who understands what America is about. I don't care about the laddie and longy as to where he was born. Continue the clip.
Wokeness lives of TikTok and from Cat Turd on X. That's his idea of Islam. He learned about the Quran from Alex
Okay.
Jones. Who says, all right.
And just mind you, so this
He actually has
also
a
recently
person
happened.
pretending to be Nick with an AI filter on his face so he can argue.
This is something that happened recently, by the way. So Nick and Sneako used to be friends. And then they had a falling out because of all people, and again, of all people to call out people for being overly anti-Semitic, Nick Fuentes. People are, like, some people jokingly call him Shlomo Fuentes because he isn't as extreme as he used to be. Even a year or two ago, when I think most of it was just clowning in hindsight. But this is not Nick Fuentes. This is one of his dipshit fans using an AI face filter to pretend to be Nick Fuentes to lose on purpose to Sneako. How do I know? Well, one, just look at him. Two, Nick Fuentes never really does anything online unless he's at someone else's studio or whatever, where he's not behind the desk that he normally has on all of his things. On every single interview he's ever had that I've seen, he's been behind that desk with the same little suit on, with not this hair. I mean, come on, but this is just kind of sad.
Oh my
this
God.
is the brainiac that Sneako is.
Oh my God! This
Indeed.
is really, I don't even know what. So, wow! There's a whole video of this. Oh no, there's not a video of this, is there? Oh my God! He's arguing. Wait, so just so you guys understand what the context of this is, because this is so ridiculous, I feel like I have to explain it clearly.
Like I said, Nick Fuentes, not this beefy.
This is a man that he's on a Discord call with.
Doesn't have
who's
chin
using
whiskers.
An AI filter to resemble Nick Fuentes, who is pretending to be Nick Fuentes and arguing with Sneako and losing the debate on purpose against Sneako to make Nick look bad and prove that Nick can beat Sneako in that Sneako can beat Nick in the debate.
This is how sad
This
Sneako is.
honestly, this is amazing. Wow.
You said I was a low IQ brownoid.
Yeah, you're like a brown clown. You're supposed to be brown clown.
Jesus is a brown Alaskan man. You worship him.
And he sounds like the kid that wanted to be alone in one of those old Ventrilo harassment clips.
This is, dude.
It's like, get out of here. I just want to be
I've
alone.
never
What?
seen
That's
anything sadder than this in my life, bro. Like, this is actually crazy.
so quite clearly not Nick Fuentes. Shlomo Fuentes has a very distinct distinct way about him that even someone that doesn't see much of him, like myself, knows. He So again, Sneako here saying that he would obliterate him in a debate, but he will never have an actual debate with any of these people. He won't. He won't debate Elon Musk. He won't talk to Joe Rogan. Well, Joe won't have him on because who the fuck is this guy? He's retarded. Crowder, who's actually put it out that he would like to talk to him or even possibly have a debate, Sneako won't do it because everyone knows Crowder's very well versed in these for a beefy guy himself.
All the hadiths in the Quran. Doesn't know anything. That's his idea. It's just Mossad slop and Tommy Rubenstein.
He was watching along with that, and he goes, "He's talking about me, bro." And right when right after he said that, Elon's like, "Don't like rip and murder." I'm like, oh, he's talking about you. Yeah. Oh, that's weird, dude.
I wouldn't admit to
And he's the king of cell phone. Like these are Denham's level of cell phones. Like let's just hold on while they're talking. Let me look for this.
I didn't learn anything from Alex Jones on Islam or Elon Musk. Did learn it from Muhammad. If there was a Harry Chapin song, at the end, the son would be calling from college, only he'd be a warlord banging 6-year-olds.
No.
Thighs. And then only real sex when they're 9, because he was a gentleman.
Yeah.
Because he was a gentleman.
I turned out just like you did.
I got a 9-year-old too.
Banged a 6-year-old thighs just the other day.
Don't clip that. That's not even fair. We're doing a voice.
And if it doesn't sound like a voice, then it wasn't a voice.
I'm the holiest prophet who gotta kill the gays. All right, here's the Economist reporter pressing Elon on other things that he said, and she's a very, here's the fun, and I get it, you can say, because, I mean, look, for crying out loud, I had a flashlight to do Tales from the Crypt. Silliness. You could say this is an unserious program. Granted. But this woman is an unserious person dressed up to present as something that she's not. Watch.
Elon, you have, what is it, close to 250 million followers on X.
Yeah.
You say things like,
popular guy.
quote, civil
Like this here. So Sneako said, okay, so Elon Musk says, former trillionaire, in response to someone still calling him a trillionaire, when and even just this, people crying about him being a trillionaire and then celebrating when he just becomes a billionaire again, don't understand where his worth comes from. It comes in the value of the stocks that he owns in companies, the shares of a company that he owns, the majority of the shares in, mind you, and he writes himself an allowance, more or less, with said profits for the company. That's how it works when you are a stockholder in some of those places, and a high stockholder. So he writes former trillionaire, actually, and then Sneako says current pedophile, but he types it in the same way to where it's like Elon Musk saying it like this, describing himself. And Sneako writes it in a way that makes it look like he's describing himself. We know what he's trying to say, but him being the king of own, the king of cell phone, shit like this. You know what I mean? It's just, come on, Sneako, you're making it too easy, man. This is a guy who thinks he could beat anybody in a debate. I don't even think he could beat me in a debate if I prepped.
in Britain is inevitable. Just a question
On the current
of when.
trends, yes.
When were you last in the UK?
A few years ago.
Exactly.
Have you
so
been?
I live there. I'm there the whole time. That is nonsense.
You live in a cloistered existence.
No, I don't actually. And the
No, you actually do. You actually do.
All the numbers about crime. London is a much safer city than any city in the United States.
Wrong.
Violent crime in the UK is not where you think it is. In fact, it's coming down. You have painted, and because you have so many followers, so many Americans believe it, a kind of view that Europe and the UK are kind of, you know, overrun with terrifying Muslim immigrants. There's rape on every corner. There's a sort of civilizational
I
destruction.
haven't said any of those things. If you have a large and rapidly growing group of people whose beliefs are antithetical to Western beliefs, at some point there will be a reckoning. They will try to implement their views, and those who oppose it will oppose it, and that's what you call civil war.
I actually often find that Elon Musk is not particularly articulate off the cuff. I think he did a much better job here than he usually does, and he deserves some credit. By the way, Tim, grab the wide shot where you can see her and him and just get still frame that. I'm going to go to it in a second. So just to reiterate what he said or to undergird it, a new study came out. More than 1/3 Britons agree that, quote, the growth in the Muslim population poses a foundational threat to UK culture, yeah? Then you look at demographic shifts in the UK from 2011 to today. It's gone up 50% from 2.7 million to 4 million. Combine that with the numbers that 200 million Muslims worldwide support violence against civilians. You look at the global terrorism. You look at, I would even say, far more concerning when she goes, you're saying, you know, they're all rape, there's rape on every corner and murder on every corner. These are, I didn't say any of those things. Let me make it worse, though, and I'll just do it with the truth. You don't need to say rape on every corner, but if I was Elon Musk, I would say, well, no, but your government aided and abetted and covered up migrants raping young women and were not held accountable.
Like a lot.
Thousands, so I think it's worse. You could have said that. Well, tell that to my Spice Go platform shoes. That's why I asked for the screen grab, Tim. I'm a serious journalist. Everybody in the world, smash up your lights.
If you want to be my lover, you got to ask my Muslim husband.
It's also interesting she went to things that are not indicators of civil war.
Right.
Elon Musk is not saying, hey, you have high crime in the UK right now, and that's going to lead to civil war, or hey, there's rapists on every corner, and that's going to lead to civil war. What he's saying is you have an invasion. You have a culture coming in trying to replace yours. The government is aiding and abetting that. The people have been voicing their concern and fighting back to no avail, and now they get to see video after video after video of the other parties being prioritized in the Novak case where he died, and somebody's head being sawn off. They get to see that, and that's what leads to civil war. She addressed none of that.
Yeah. Let me really simplify this argument. Everything you just said is correct. Here's how you know it'll lead to civil war. Every single time historically Muslims have reached a majority of a country or gotten to the point where they can attain power, it's war.
They do.
Are there any exceptions? No. That's it. Hey, do you like what you saw? I don't know how because it's on YouTube and we have to cut all the good parts.
So that's all for that. So let's get over here. We'll get some Twitter trash. So apparently, the Bird Peanut found Hassan Piker and Kaya.
Place! Hassan, stop! Stop, Hassan!
Don't worry, P.
Hassan! No, please!
P, it's a sound caller. It's a sound caller. Don't worry.
Oh, it's just a sound caller. Oh, thank God.
Yeah, it's just a sound caller.
Oh, thank God. It's just a sound caller. Sit down, you dirty dog! Oh, God. Oh, God.
All right, I'll throw that a like for Bird Peanut. The Krasensteins talking about a leaked audio.
Where he goes on to mock their alleged victims and come up with crazy excuses.
Look, you and your brother, if you were accused...
And we all know that the Tate brothers are disgusting people. We all know this. But the Krasensteins, so he says the Tates were all about manipulating weak minds for profit. Which is true, because he wanted people to break away from paying for pornography or throwing money at people online to get naked. Which sounds like a good thing until you realize that you're literally just paying him to potentially learn the skills to have sex with actual women. But that's not the case. Because they don't teach you that. That he doesn't really teach you anything. He literally just shows his own lavish lifestyle and gets people to send money to him for the potential hope of maybe one day seeing someone naked in person. But you're still paying this guy for no real benefit to yourself, which is the sad thing. That's where the Tate brothers get a lot of their money, that and the prostitution. But that being said, the Krasensteins also are another set of brothers who would manipulate weak minds for profit. It's 100% true. I agree with me. But and then this here.
Which one? That's your left foot?
I mean, this my.
See, at that point where the kid don't know which one's her left foot, get out the car. Get out the car. You're not learning how to drive today. We're gonna practice on left and right. Hold up your backhands, whichever one make a L. That's left. And then she'll turn them around the other way like that South Park episode.
Yes, folks. These are the folks I gotta teach how to drive. The ones that still gotta think about what hand they right with to understand which is left and right. Let's start this from the beginning. New drivers, pay attention.
They're both pedals. One's a brake pedal, one's a gas pedal.
Don't even put that one over there. We don't use that right. Move that left one over. You stand there. Put the right one through the middle of the brake pedal. That is your left foot. So right.
I'm just making sure. It's my first time.
You ain't drove before?
You got her in a Tesla. Anyway, all right, moving on. Angel Reese set a record by being the only person to not score a single point in the All-Star game. I remember when I was a kid, the All-Star game was something you look forward to all year, whether it be football, basketball, whatever. But you would have all the best players in the whole league, which back in the 90s, basketball, they had quite a roster. These days, I know like 3 people's names. And I hate that one of them's LeBron. But back in the day, you had a whole roster. You had so many big-name players, so many great players. You couldn't have them all on the All-Star game. And they actually played like it was a game for their team. It was just for us. Nowadays, they don't want to get hurt. Which in football, I understand. But basketball? Come on. Angel Reese just running back and forth with pink hair, looking like Wanda from In Living Color. Anyway, that's that. Oh, two things about this. One, so people pay apparently, and this started with what's that dude that slapped Rihanna? Chris Brown. So Chris Brown, women will literally pay thousands of dollars to go sit on stage and simulate sex acts with Chris Brown. Apparently Usher saw this and said, hey, I'm like almost 50 and I'm still in good shape. Still look the same, more or less. I could do the same thing. So this person paid all this money to get on stage. And again, I don't agree with this stuff. I think it's kind of sad. Bunch of washed up R&B singers getting on stage performing simulated sex acts with with some of the saddest people on earth. But this person, apparently people are mad at this one for not being interested. One, why you up there? Like, this is literally just her like flexing.
I don't think she want to be on the stage.
But again, like, yes, she knew what this was, and yes, this was probably just a way for her to flex, so she could be like, I denied Usher, da, da, da. But at the same time, why is this even a thing? Like, why are people paying to go up on stage and pretend like they're the girl in the R&B song from the 90s. I will never understand this. Like there's not a single female star that I could think of, whether it be singing, acting, anything like that I would pay money to have a situation like this. There's not one. There's not one. I don't know. Maybe that's just because I don't know. Like you're just another one of a million to these people. There's nothing. There's nothing. Bragging rights, maybe. Yeah, but you paid. You know what I mean? Anyway. All right, can't show that one.
Even though I've
so for those of you that don't know, Piers Morgan and Ben Shapiro have been crashing out on the timeline, going back and forth. As we all know, Piers and Ben Shapiro became familiar of each other. Ben went on Piers' show way back and embarrassed him horribly. It was hilarious. Literally doing a thing, and he was gonna trot out one of the kids from Sandy Hook, one of the school shootings, and be like, say it to him, say you want guns to be legal to him, say it to his face. But Ben Shapiro put a stop to that before he could even get it. Embarrassed Piers Morgan. They became friendly after that, and then Piers Morgan crashed out on his own show in Britain, I think, and now has his own little podcast, Jerry Springer Show, which is basically what it is. It's like you haven't seen, like, you know, on all those panels where they have 5 or 6 people up and they try to get a whole conversation in, try to give everyone a turn with a 5-minute set, and there's like 5 or 6 people and they all have something to say. They're all just there to grandstand and get a soundbite. That's all it is. So imagine that's the whole show, which it is. That's what Piers Morgan's done. He's turned that into a Jerry Springer-esque version of itself. And Ben Shapiro rightly pointed that out. Anyway, going all the way down the line. And then here goes Megyn Kelly talking about Ben Shapiro more.
Even though I've had a 15-year friendship with a guy, publicly attacked me. Same thing, not even a text in advance. Even though
Yeah, he publicly attacked you, but he gave you an out. And this was all over the Candace Owens bit, and you acted like you didn't know anything. She's actively accusing Charlie Kirk's wife of murdering Charlie Kirk. And you're just like, oh, no, I didn't see it. I didn't see it. Because you had hitched your wagon up to the Candace Owens horse, which is an accurate assessment of what she looks like.
We had a text, like, literally 4 weeks earlier saying,
Megan,
no
eat something.
Who we're friends with, because he was mad I was friends with Tucker, our friendship means more to us than anything. And we won't do anything to F it up. Next thing I know, I get attacked by him on stage at Turning Point. Then I had to go, even though I've had
He didn't even really insult you. He just said that you turned a blind eye to it. Didn't really insult you. Didn't really attack you. He attacked Candace. He attacked Tucker. Oh! As he should.
15-year friendship with a guy, publicly attacked me. Same thing, not even a text in advance, even though we had
Oh, that's not the clip I thought it was. Hold on. Is this the one? I think this is the one.
to me, as somebody who's known Ben forever and helped make Ben 100%. He became a star on my show, The Kelly File. I'm very sorry to see this happen.
It's not true.
Like, there is absolutely no cause to go run around policing the guests on somebody else's show and trying to diminish somebody who is as interesting, but, and I mean this complimentary, benign as Piers Morgan. Piers is not a pernicious force. Piers is an interesting guy who's got an interesting show. Maybe it's for you, maybe it's not. It's up to you. I think he's really interesting, and I think his interviews are great.
It's not really an interview, first and foremost.
But now we have to get rid of Piers Morgan. So obviously,
No one said get rid of Piers Morgan. They just said his show's a farce. He didn't say get rid of it. I mean, Jerry Springer was on the air for like 20 years.
Tucker had to go. Clearly, even though he helped build Candace, she had to go. Then I had to go, even though I've had a 15-year friendship with a guy. Publicly attacked me, same thing, not even a text in advance. Even though we had a text like literally 4 months or 4 weeks earlier saying, no matter who we're friends with, because he was mad I was friends with Tucker, our friendship means more to us than anything, and we won't do anything.
No, he wasn't mad that you were friends with Tucker. He was mad that you were friends with him, and you never said anything about any of the egregious, crazy shit that he ever said. Never called him out for contradicting himself on the regular basis. But you do that too.
Anything to F it up. Next thing I know, I get attacked by him on stage at Turning Point.
Then get attacked.
Now Piers Morgan. Like, how many people have to go? Truly, how many people must be culled from the conservative movement in order to make Ben happy?
You've even said that you're not one.
This is ridiculous. And it's not just Ben. All right? There are others who take his lead. Once he calls you an anti-Semite or says you need to be kicked out of, polite society, there are a couple of others.
He's never said that.
Not a huge amount, I have to say. Ben's numbers are very bad right now. But he's got some influence with some crew.
Better than yours.
This is so wrong. So good for Piers Morgan for fighting back. I'm completely on Team Piers, and I'm sorry to see Ben go.
Completely on Team Piers, who said on his podcast, I mean, yeah, sure, there's a lot of rapes happening, but look at all the food that comes in.
Going in this direction. I was sitting on the couch, a loser, which is what happened to me after NBC, with nobody wanting to hear from me, nobody liking me. The right was like pissed about the Trump stuff, and the left was pissed off about the NBC stint at all, never mind how it ended. I was just sitting there feeling sorry for myself, Miranda, and Ben Shapiro called me and said, MK, get up. You got to get off that couch. You should come out here to California and take a look. They were still out there at what we're doing. And he wasn't trying to hire me. He was just trying to help me. So I went and I looked at the Daily Wire operations, and he got me so excited about the medium. I left and I was like, this is what I want to do. And it took me a couple more months to actually launch the thing, but it really is because of him that I'm here.
What a good friend he is,
Totally.
and successful.
Just kind of shows you. Actually, I'm about to have to get off of here, but we can tomorrow. Absolutely. Throw me a video to watch tomorrow when you get on here, and I'll watch it. Absolutely.
And the fact there will not be a Palestinian state. There will not be. And the reason there will not be is because the Palestinians do not want a state. They just want to destroy Israel. That has made absolutely clear over the course of the last 30 years of the failure of the Oslo Accords. And the fact there will not be a Palestinian...
100% accurate. 100% accurate. And he said it before, and I've said it before, and a lot of people have. If Hamas and the Houthis and all that put down their weapons today, stop fighting, there would be no more bloodshed at all. You would have your two-state solution in the whole bit in a day. If Israel put down their weapons and stopped fighting, there would be no more Israel. There would be no more Israelis. They would be wiped out. People ask me, have I chosen a side? No. But I still know the facts on the ground. It doesn't affect me, so. But just because I don't particularly care about a situation doesn't mean I'm blind to it. That's the case as it is. Israel is not conducting a genocide. Okay. Given the percentages of people killed by Israeli attacks, mostly counterattacks, mind you, I believe it's pretty high, fighting age males. And considering there's multiple videos, a lot of them even put out by Hamas and the Houthis themselves, of them firing weapons, and there's just a bunch of kids sitting around as they're firing these weapons. It's disgusting. I talked to Don on his live stream. Interesting enough, he isn't planning on making AI Nux. I mean, that's fine. I wish he would. I think it's funny that he's still the K Crusader, the ultra masculine whatever. But it would be nice. I mean, it's a lot better than the big nosed shekel hoarder that he had him as before. But it does show respect that he sees him in such a light. There was another. Oh yeah, this is pretty much what happened in Germany. Hold on.
I love you too.
And then this person, unfortunately, I can't pull up the video today. I forgot to save it, but this person's absolutely insane. I might bring it up tomorrow, but and this is just hilarious. Ilhan Omar tells President Trump to get the hell out of her country. Elon Musk being based, but anyway. That's all. Let's see what we got here. All right. Yeah, that's today. Sorry, it's a bit of a lackluster this morning. No, not me. They don't like me. Especially Sneako. I might actually, like, I've recently been blocked by, I think Frogan. What's the other one? Casey Tron. I might get blocked by Sneako today. I got blocked by Angel Reese. And I didn't even post anything on her stuff. I just posted pictures of Sid the Sloth wearing her outfits on other people's things. And I somehow got blocked on her page. Oh, yeah. I mean, probably me too, but anyway, that's going to be it for today. I have no real send-off today. I appreciate you for coming in. I guess Yanuka was busy today, or he might have just popped in. I just saw someone else pop in. But that's going to be all for today. I appreciate you guys. No, and that's the funny thing. I said something about it earlier. Sneako, as a matter of fact, let's see here. We'll go on Sneako's page real quick. Yeah. Well, and this is the thing. I mean, he is kind of a predator, because when the Cuties movie came out, he said it was one of his favorite movies ever, and he was quite serious when he said it. I watched the whole clip in context, just because I was like, no, not even Sneako's that stupid. But yeah, right here, Elon Musk, the former trillionaire post. In response to someone else who keeps calling him a trillionaire, even though he's not anymore, because that's how stocks work. If the stocks are good and everyone's buying and they're goes up, then people start selling and it goes down. Apparently, a lot of people sold. The value of his stocks went down substantially, so he's just a billionaire again. Sneako, and we all know in his mind he was trying to say that Elon Musk is a pedophile. However, being the king of cell phone, interesting how he added himself. Exactly, too. He says current pedophile. And again, we know that he was what he was trying to say, or at least we hope that's what he was trying to say. But it's funny that he put it in the same format instead of here, I fixed it for you, or anything like that. He just put it like this. The king of cell phone. There should be some kind of matrimony between him and Denims. But anyway, that being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and jump off of here. I appreciate you. Hey, Yanuka, what's going on, man? Hey, I'm loving all the prompts and stuff, man. It's fantastic. I love them. Let me see if I have a couple of them. Like this one. It came out a lot better when you did it. Much, much better when you did it. We're about to do some trolling. I like it. And I kind of like my suit a bit better. The hat looks more like a regular, like a, oh, what's it called? You know, not a bowler, but fedora. A little more fedora-ish, but, or a small top hat, but it's awesome. No, you're good, man. I know you're busy. Trying to build your mediums. Love it, dude. But I'm gonna hop off here today. I will be back on tomorrow, probably a little earlier. Again, I'm shooting for for at least 4:30, but it doesn't always work. I don't know, getting out of bed's hard the older you get. It's a Lorax with his mustache like the old diabetes guy from back in the day. But anyway, we'll see y'all. This is Alfie.